Imagine a man so powerful that his influence reaches the highest ranks of the military, judiciary, police, and even the government. A man who has been both a spiritual leader and a symbol of political defiance. This is the story of Fethullah Gülen, the Islamic cleric accused of orchestrating one of the most significant political upheavals in Turkey's modern history. Fethullah Gülen passed away at the age of 83 in a hospital in Pennsylvania, United States, where he had been living in self-imposed exile since 1999. But to truly understand Gülen's legacy, we need to go back to the beginning, how an Islamic preacher rose to become one of the most powerful and controversial figures in Turkish history. Born in 1941, Fethullah Gülen emerged in the 1960s as a charismatic Islamic preacher in a Turkey that was officially secular. He promoted education as the path to reform and launched a movement known as Hizmet, or service. His focus? Establishing schools and educational institutions that would mold Turkey's youth. Gülen's network grew, first within Turkey and then across the world. At its peak, the movement had schools in over 140 countries. But his critics warned that Gülen's vision went beyond education. They argued that this was not just a movement for reform, but an elaborate plan to infiltrate the very core of Turkey's state institutions. The Gülen movement wasn't just about schools. It extended into business, media, and even the judiciary and military. His followers were everywhere, quietly gaining influence. In 1999, a video surfaced of Gülen addressing his followers, urging them to infiltrate the arteries of the system until they reach all power centers. While Gülen dismissed this video as taken out of context, it would fuel suspicions for years to come. At one point, Gülen and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan were allies. Together, they sought to diminish the power of Turkey's secular establishment. But by 2013, cracks in their relationship began to show. Erdoğan accused Gülen of forming a state within a state, threatening his government. The fallout was brutal. Schools affiliated with the Gülen movement were shut down, and his followers were purged from public offices. Then, in 2016, tensions reached their peak. On July 15, 2016, a faction of the Turkish military attempted to overthrow the Erdoğan government, claiming they wanted to protect democracy. The coup failed. Over 250 people lost their lives, and thousands were injured. Erdoğan wasted no time in blaming Fethullah Gülen. He called the cleric a terrorist, the man behind the coup, seeking to topple the government from afar. The Turkish state branded the Gülen movement a terrorist organization, and a massive crackdown ensued. Tens of thousands of people with alleged ties to Gülen were arrested. Schools, businesses, and media outlets associated with his movement were shut down. The military purge was especially severe, with nearly half of Turkey's generals and admirals dismissed. Gülen's influence was undeniable, but whether he orchestrated the coup remains a matter of deep controversy. His followers, now scattered across the globe, insist that he's a peaceful spiritual leader unfairly scapegoated by the Erdoğan regime. From his exile in the US, Gülen repeatedly denied any involvement in the coup, calling it a government ploy to justify its authoritarian turn. But for many in Turkey, the damage had already been done. Fethullah Gülen's life and death will forever be tied to the dramatic political changes that swept through Turkey in the 21st century. His supporters view him as a reformer and a proponent of modern Islam. His critics, however, see him as a dangerous manipulator who brought the country to the brink of collapse. His death closes one chapter, but the questions surrounding his legacy and the future of Turkey remain. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of the people and events that shape our world.